Ray, your host at the One Soccer Nation podcast, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing Vlade Bendic. Vlade, thank you so much for taking the time today. How's it going?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for calling me to share with you some ideas and some of my experiences working in Saudi Arabia last 3 years.
Amazing. So yeah, let's actually go a bit further back in time before we get to Saudi. How'd you get involved in the beautiful game?
So everything starts on the second year on my college when I was taking a look what exactly I want to do in this profession. So I started to work in one small fitness in my hometown in Split in Croatia, and I was working with professional football athletes here. And at one point, I start to feel that I want to work in a system, in a staff of few people, from head coach to assistant coach, that I want to be part of the team. So there is not a lot of opportunities in my city like big clubs, so you need to start from small clubs. And my beginning was in third division. I was working for 7 months, something like that, in that club with amateur football players, and I was starting to make some my own philosophy of how tomorrow I expect that my work is developing.
Amazing. So started in Croatia, started with third division club, started to build your own philosophy, and then from there, where'd you go next?
So, like in football and other sports, I think as well, when you have results, you are the best. When you don't have results, you go and new coach come. And that also happened in third division. We were second that season, fighting for the first place to go to second division, and at one moment we get the maximum from that players, and the best solution for my coach in that moment and for the club was that we go away and that new coach come and try to rebuild something what that team in that moment still had. And to be honest, I didn't know in that moment what is my next step, because it's not a big experience like third division. And that call for Saudi Arabia happened by the night. I get the call from the coach that I was working with him in that club for 1 month. He get also a call in the middle of the season to go in Saudi Arabia. He accepted, and 5 months after, he's calling me, we want to bring one more Croatian coach in academy. Would you like to start here with under 15 and work in academy with kids? Yeah, I said immediately yes. I was not even thinking for a second, because I was feeling that that's the right decision in that moment. On the other side, in that club, there was already one Croatian coach. His name is Krešimir Režić. And actually, he started with Croatian coaches in that club. In one moment, there was 7 coaches first season, and then next season, me and my new coach for under 15. And in one moment, there was 9 people, 9 Croatian guys in the same club, in the same city. So that fact was the really important for me as well to start something on the other part of the world, because that was my first going away from home.
Amazing.
So it was not easy, but I had really great people with me in that club, and let's say that was my beginning of everything.
Amazing. When I hear Saudi Arabia, it's like music to my ears, and we spoke about it before because, a few years back, Saudi Arabia was unknown until Ronaldo made the transfer from Manchester United to the Saudi League. And no one, or let me not say no one, I didn't know about the league. So when you heard that your coach was in Saudi Arabia, you you not having ever left your home country, what were your thoughts about going to Saudi Arabia? Was it an attractive opportunity, or was it like you weren't too aware of like what the opportunity was in the country?
So when I get that call, it was still the period of coronavirus. So it was really hard to enter the country because of too much papers and too much approvals to get enter in the country. So people around me, my friends, my family, they react like, where is Saudi Arabia? Where are you going? What is down there? Why you go down there? But in that moment, that was the first feeling inside me, which I know this is the opportunity. I need to take it. Saudi Arabia in that moment, it was still it was still not on level like today. Not too much stars, but that people down there, they always had a vision. They like football a lot. They want to improve their people as quality people, educated people. So that is the reason also why they bring a lot of European coaches to learn their coaches as well, not just to develop some players, but to learn their coaches what is now new in the football world, what is new in fitness world, uh, how to implement that in work, how to compare that with let's call that trends, some trends, what's important. And yeah, there is down there a lot of kids with talents. Absolutely, they had a talent, but in that moment no one know about Saudi Arabian sport down there because the country was really, really closed. I think exactly in that moment, 2021, they start first with tourist visa. Before that, you couldn't get the tourist visa. So the point, my opinion, point of the football down there and why is it growing so fast? Because they are aware they need to improve their country. And the new people, younger people are coming and they see what is happening in the other parts of the world and they want to be like them. They want to be educated, they want to go to colleges, they want to learn, and that's why everything start to change. And football for them is a great way to change it.
Amazing. So that opportunity was a big opportunity, and it's one of the reasons why I reached out to you was because I know people that have connections to people in Saudi Arabia, but I haven't spoke to anyone until I connected with you on LinkedIn that has lived in Saudi Arabia and has experienced what that culture, soccer, football experience is, and you have. So that's why I was so excited to have you on. One of the reasons. Now, with saying that, you've been in the room with Cristiano Ronaldo, a few other legends. I'd like for you to share that, but I just want to do a little bit of name dropping here of big superstar players that are in Saudi Arabia. We're talking about Neymar Jr., Cristiano Ronaldo, Kareem Benzema. I think is it Mane?
Yes, Mane is also down there.
Mane is down there. So you could mention a few players that I missed, but also share your experience of being in the room with Cristiano Ronaldo.
So the first time when I saw the Cristiano Ronaldo was exactly 1 month after he came in Saudi Arabia, because my club in that moment, Damac, play home with Al Nasser, and in the city was really, really amazing atmosphere. Like Cristiano Ronaldo is coming in the city, not just in the city, but in our club, because players had a big motivation. They are playing against Cristiano Ronaldo. They want to win. And first of all, look at him on TV and look at him live. Totally different world. That player is such a good professional player. Like, you see on him why is he the best one. You see it live. And for me, that moment, I wanted, like, after the game, to see him, to try to meet him. And we were waiting for 2-3 hours to that he go out from the locker room. He had his own program after game, massage, cold baths, some compression boots. Like, no, game is finished and we are going. He has his own program and he's following that program every game. So he's staying 2-3 hours after the game. So that is one of the reasons why he's still on that level at that age, is because he really take care about his body, not about his body, but about his recovery. And I think that's now, in this moment in sport, more important than some trainings. So other experience I had, now this season, it was opening of the league in Jeddah, and every club sent 3 players and someone from staff. And I had that opportunity to go down there and to be in the same room with that big names. There was Steven Gerrard as coach. There was Henderson, ex-player and captain of Liverpool. Kante, Benzema, all big names, and feeling was amazing, really amazing. Like, before 3-4 years, you are watching them on TV, and now you are standing in the same room with that players. But they are not acting like stars, and I was really shocked with that in positive way. Like, they are acting like normal people.
Amazing. And it's so cool to experience that in person, right? That's these guys you see on TV and they're, top quality players, and then to meet them in person is another experience that you're sharing. And it's always good to experience that, because not a lot of people get to be in the rooms that you've been in, right? And see the things and learn the things that you have. So it's such an amazing opportunity. With saying that, I want to ask you, how was your working experience at, I'm not going to say this right, but I'll try. It's at Al-Tai FC.
Al-Tai.
Al-Tai FC?
Yeah, it was good experience. We met a lot of good people. The city was also good. Even it was short experience, but I still get some informations from that experience that will help me in my future career, But for me, the more important moment in my career was first club from Saudi Arabia. That was the Damac, because I spent there for 2.5 years, and that is something what will always be my first. And the going away from Damac was also a little bit too hard emotionally, because I connect with people down there, not with people in the club, but I had friends down there in the city. I also started to learn Arabic language, so at some point I knew how to talk with my friends down there. Like, we go on coffee, and I know to say some sentences, and I speak with them, and they are like laughing. Like, it's strange to hear that someone who is not from Saudi Arabia, who is from Europe, can talk with them 3-4 sentences, And also our head coach, he really, really speak Arabic very good, and also he make an interview after game on Arabic language, so it was really shock for them, like good shock for them, So they appreciate that a lot when you show them that you respect their culture, their language, their country, their city. Working in Damac for me was beginning something new. So I started to work in academy with under 15. I was working with also one Croatian coach on under 15. His name is Zvonimir Deranja. He was ex-football player also from my hometown. He was big name in that club. And that was also his beginning. So if I wanted to get a better man and better coach in that moment, for sure I couldn't get it, because I was starting, he was starting, and it was something what both of us needed, because we were starting to create our philosophy, our training methods, our system. And first time when we came in Saudi Arabia, and when we take a look on the trainings, the first thing that we understood, that training was 45 minutes. You understand? 45 minutes. So first thing what we need to do is how we are going to make training 1 hour, 1 hour 15. And they were training every day like 45 minutes. And then everything what you know from theory, when you come in practice, forget it. You need to understand what you have in practice in that moment, and then you need to put your knowledge how to step by step change it. Because if you immediately put too much changes, you will make a big shock for them, and they don't like big shocks. So every day, small step by small step, you need to change it. For example, players till that moment never went to gym. And I like to work with players in gym, because I think we can improve a lot of things. We can prevent some things. We can improve their, let's say, motor learning. That's period. So now how to put them in the gym? How will they react on that? That was also something what I will not say scared, but I was curious how they are going to react on that. Then another thing, before the game, the players are going in quarantine, and they have prayers. And first one is at 6 in the morning. So they are waking up, make a pray, and after that continue to sleep. And the game is at 2 o'clock. So we were trying to find how to make them that they are not sleepy on the game, because if we let them to sleep, they will wake up at 1 o'clock and they will be obviously tired from sleeping. So we try to implement some activation before the lunch. So it was also some new shock for them. We were trying to make them that now on the game day they need to, let's say, make some training, but it was not training like normal training. It was more that we make them to wake up on the time, to make a conversation between each others, to make a good atmosphere between each other. So that was the point of that training. But how to present them that, that season was really, really good for me in under 15. We make a good connections with players, with people from the club. We were, I think, second in the regional league, and after that you are going to play qualifications for first division. Unfortunately, we didn't make it because there is a big difference between my team, who is on, I think, 2,200 meters altitude, and they are eating always rice and chicken, and we go to play with kids who are on the sea eating the fish. It's a big difference between them. So season finish in February, and now we need to make something for the new season already, like preparation for the new season. So we made a lot of tournaments. We were going to a lot of schools to try to see new kids, good qualities from the city. So it was also something what they didn't do before, to go to school, to go on, to talk with physical education teacher, to organize some football matches between students, between kids, and to see who is good player, bring it in the club on the training, and then make more selections on that. And then after that, next summer, this Croatian coach from first team, they needed one more physical coach, one more fitness coach in the first team. They decided they want someone to work with injured players, to control GPS every training, to make pre-activation every training. So that was my next step, my, again, new beginning in the first team in that club. So let's say in that moment, everything start on serious level for me.
Amazing. So could you also highlight some more effective strategies you implemented to prevent injuries and enhance physical performance among players?
In my opinion, I think there is no universal strategy. So there are a lot of things that we are taking as a team. I mean as a staff, every training, and with that points we are trying to decide what is the best point for that day. I will just give you example. If we are playing next game home, we are not traveling, so 2 days before game, some explosive strength for players was really good. They react really good to wake up their nervous system. Day before, we make some prevention, but let's say some more individual prevention. What players like, because some of them like to do upper body, some of them like to do legs. So let's say always one day in a week, I try to let them to work what they want. Also, some of them had their private fitness coaches, so we needed to communicate between that players, between their coaches, to check the programs, what they send it to him, and to control that as well. So for my opinion, there is no some universal strategy for prevention program, because every training you are looking a big picture of every player, including wellness questionnaires with questions how they sleep night before, how they eat, how they feel, are they tired. Then check what happened on training with GPS parameters, put that all together in one picture, talk with players before training, and then you understand what you can do in that pre-activation with each players. So there was a moment where I need to make like 6-7 individual programs for 6-7 different players, and for that you need also time to make that, to understand their characters, to understand what's exactly happening with them, because it's not always about designing some program for their physical needs, because they are also humans, they are also men. So sometimes good talk and to understand how they feel, and are they tired, are they emotionally tired, means more than some GPS parameter and designing some program because you saw something in that GPS parameters.
Understood. I like that. That's where you kind of stop looking at the data and you really look at the human side and say, hey, what's going on the human side, and let's put the numbers away. Let's not look at the data.
Numbers, they are good. You can get some informations about that training, about thing what's happening during the week on the trainings, how is team reacting on trainings, are they putting effort, are some players maybe not putting enough effort. But what is more important is understand them as a humans, and that's part of the communication. That is something what head coach take more on himself. He like to talk with them, to connect with them, to understand them, to understand how they feel, what is with their family down there, because it's not easy for foreigner players when they are alone there and their family and their wife with kids is in hometown. So in that moment, any prevention exercise will not help you. There is no prevention exercise in that moment. The best exercise in the world will not help you if he's sad, if he is not happy. So when we are designing some prevention programs, we take more not just the numbers.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that point. With your background in kinesiology, how do biomechanics and motor learning principles inform your coaching methods?
So understanding biomechanics of sport, movement, and motor learning, that is a very important component of every strength and conditioning coach. During my work with under 15 in Damac lab, when I was beginning and getting to know the children, that players, and when they were getting to know me as well, that was very important for me because I tried to learn them proper and basic movements. Because if you take a back and remember what I said before that, they never went to gym. So now if I came and make some shock with some exercises, maybe it's bigger possibility that I will make injury for them. Also, we start some strength trainings in gym, some exercises, and I can give you example. I take a look at some kids and realize that they don't know how to make a normal squat, like normal movement of squat. And my thinking was like they have some problems, some deformities with their hips, with their ankles, but it was not the reality. The reality is the reality was that their brain don't know how to start and make proper movement. So if we take a back on the question, how is important the biomechanic and motor learning, I think in working with kids, that's the most important thing of every strength and conditioning coach, because it's not something to make faster, harder, stronger, but it is more about how to learn them for proper movements, which tomorrow when they grow up, they will help them to make some performance better on the field.
Understood. In your experience, how important is mental conditioning and psychological support in optimizing player performance and resilience?
So I think mental component is really important, especially in the football. Why? Because you can improve performance, reduce stress, and when you reduce stress, there is also bigger possibility that you will reduce injury. I can share you one example from my situation from the club. We were in some bad moment of the season. Salaries were waiting for some months. Players were not happy. We talk with them every day. Okay, take calm, be calm, because salary will come. You need to take a focus on you, on your work, on your game. Because if you are good on the game, you will win that game. You will get new bonus. Maybe tomorrow new club will come and make an offer with bigger money. So just be calm. We will get salary, And some players, they didn't train that in that moment on their high level. And what was the result of that? you are not training full week on your maximum level because salary is not coming, you are not happy, you are mental on some other part, but not on the field, not in the football. You are thinking about salary while lating. Your family is in Brazil, it's not in Saudi Arabia, or it's in Croatia, it's not in Saudi Arabia or whatever. And what happened on the game in 5th minute, injury. Not because of training, not because of some exercise or some things we didn't do in prevention, but because of the mental component. So with mental component, you can also improve focus and concentration, focus on present and block all distractors from out. Also, you can increase confidence in yourself, increase confidence in your performance on the field, increase confidence in your teammates. Also, mental training give you opportunity for better coping skills like stress and negative emotions, and what is most important for me, you are making one good synergy between players, because at the end of the day, players, if they have good synergy and if they are working and cooperating together, then you will have result also as a coach. And again, it's everything on the mental component and with the talking with them too much.
100% great points. As the soccer landscape continues to evolve, what emerging trends or innovations in strength and conditioning do you find most promising for the future of the sport?
So in my opinion, I think that will be all things connected with recovery. If we take some example of 100% of successful player, I think training is 50%, food is 20%, but recovery is 30%. And when we talk about recovery, we talk about good and quality sleep, good and quality supplementation, and taking care about your body. Using compressive boots, using cold baths, using massage. And when you put that in complete picture, then you are taking a good care of your recovery, because you will have enough time to recover between two matches. And if you take a look back in Corona period, where in some leagues, some teams play match every 3 to 4 days, then what is the point of the training? The point of the training is who make the better recovery and who reduce more fatigue from their players. They will be more successful. And also, not just recovery, but the thinking how to reduce injuries. In my opinion, prevention of the injury is too much relative. I would like more to say it's proper term, reducing injury, because injury will always happen. You can't avoid injury. Injury will happen today, tomorrow, after tomorrow. In today's sports, it will happen. But with some strategies, maybe you can realize how to make that injury happen later, but not now. With some strategies, implementing recovery, talking with them, getting them on your side, And I think that's the most important for the future, but not like new technologies and new GPSs, new systems who will measure. I don't know what today everything. Some new systems can measure, but system will never replace talking with the players and your thinking what's happening now in reality. No one software can replace that. So the future is still, and it will always be thinking, your thinking as a coach and understanding reality and what is happening now in this situation with my players, how they are reacting on the training, how they are reacting on the life here, how they are reacting on the performance in that moment.
Amazing. Last few minutes here, 3 minutes to wrap up. Last question I have, what advice would you give to, athletes that are transitioning into their, they're going to stop playing soccer, they're going to transition to the front office side, right? I mean, in regards to your profession, strength and conditioning, right? For players that are transitioning to strength and conditioning, what advice would you give to them?
I will always, now in this moment, I have, while I'm in Croatia, a few students from college that on some way they want to learn things from me. So before 1 or 2 weeks, I also had some discussion with them, and there is only one advice I can give to them, and that is everything what you want tomorrow to do with your players. First, you need to try it on yourself and make experience on yourself and understand how is that reacting on your body, how is that reacting on body in general. On the other side, you need to learn on daily basis to read what's happening with new scientific articles and to think critical about everything what you read. Why is that good? Why is that not good? And make your own conclusion. Because something what I say it's good, maybe for you it's not good, and opposite. So the only what is important, think critical about everything what you hear and make your own opinion and stay behind that.
That's amazing advice. Vlade, thank you so much for taking the time on the One Soccer Nation today.
Thank you for your invitation. It was nice to talk with you.